Hi guys, welcome. You'll be learning how to use the Xcode Storyboard and its interface builder. In this video, we'll have a brief introduction of Xcode and talk about major components that you'll be using in designing an iOS project. At the same time, you run your application on iPhone or its simulator. So let's get started. Right there, you must install Xcode as you have it, and you have to launch it this way. You get to start a new project. We've actually covered using a playground in the previous tutorial. So let's get started. Create a new project. You click on that. You have the single view app. You have the document base, the master detail when you have the mail application. Tapped when you have the frame menu underneath, and you could also use the framework. We'll get to cover that in later videos. And you can also develop for watchOS, tvOS, macOS, and cross-platform. This iOS, you opt for the single view app. You click on next. You could actually give it a name, a product name. Let's have it starter. We have the organization name as Delares Studios, while the identifier has come to Delares Studios. Backward domain. You will have the language as Swift and the user interface as Storyboard. Fine. You click on next. You have that set up. You should have a particular project. You put all iOS projects. I have it right there as iOS project, and I'm going to click on create, which is actually going to create the project using initializing Git. So I'm ready to actually push this into a Git repository. I will be covering this in later video, how to add an app icons and so on. Our focus is on the main storyboard. We have the storyboard this way. In the Xcode, at the far left corner, you have your project tree. In the middle, you're going to have the screen for the app where you get to put in components where you have different mobile orientation. We have iPhone 11 as of now. You could have different orientation, which you could change to iPhone 8, iPhone ICE, 4S, and so on. And in the middle, you have the controller scene where you get to put in different controller and get to manipulate them. At the far right, you're going to have different attributes controller as well. So I'll quickly create an example for you. Let's bring in a label. We have a label. You could actually bring in different components from this particular interface, where you could actually bring a button, the list view, which is also called the table view, and so on. You could actually do a lot there. Let's bring in a label view right inside the canvas, and we'll drop it somewhere here. And we could give it a name called, let's change it to starter, or let's say starting up with storyboard. Fine. I'm going to centerize this. I need it in the center, and at the same time, I'm going to give it. I'm going to adjust the size. Let me give it something like 32. 32. Good at regular. That's fine. Starting up with storyboard. That's very much okay. So that's something we we could also do when you're trying to centerize things. We'll get to talk about that later on in videos when you talk about constraints, constraining different designs. We'll talk about constraint the different models. So this is just the way to actually play around with different attributes we have right there. So let's have that for sure. And now I'll bring in an image. Let's bring in an image. You go to the assets to actually do that. And the assets is for different drawables or different images you're using in your application. So I'm actually going to find where my image sits. I'm going to use the Nigerian coat of arms over there, which I'm going to actually drag in. Just drag it in into this panel. You get to have it right there. So cool. And let's move on back to the main storyboard. We could actually bring in a component called image view. Where's the image? You could search image view. Cool. You bring that in. Make it centralized over there. Cool. All right. Aha. Now you could actually toggle to search for the particular image you brought in. Once you go to the asset to get the name of the image. Oh, 500 pixels, code of arm. That's so long. Can I going to give it another name? Let me give it another name like code. Go to farms. All right. I think that's fine. coat of arms. So let's get to bring that into the main storyboard. Over there, we'll click on the image. It's gonna come over there now. Search for it. You see it? It's an SFG. Cool, fine. So you have that inside the canvas. So that's just how to bring in images if you have. So you could bring in different components. I will implore you to take a pause, try different components, bring in a different label, give it different color. If you desire, give the background to a color. You could give a background color. Over here, you come over here by coming to the view. You could give the background color. Yeah. Okay. Background. You could give it a blue color, or you could give it a kind of gray. Let me look for something complementing. All right, to give it the color of this, and let's give the text itself a white kind of color so that it's actually going to speak out from this. You could see, starting up with Storyboard. So you could actually run into your emulator. Let's have it, iPhone 11 Pro Max. Let's have that on the emulator. And you get to see right there running into the emulator. You could actually toggle for different iPhone versions. We have for the iPad, iPhone 8, iPhone 11, and so on. So you're actually going to have that coming up, which is over there. Can you see that? It's going to load. It could take some substantial amount of time, but never mind. It's going to actually get that uploaded in a matter of seconds. Right. Launching for the first time, I guess. Okay. Right. Cool. So you have it there, starting up with Storyboard and also the code of hand right there. So that is just how to create a basic design and running that into your Xcode emulator for you to see, for you to test run what you have. Very fluid, very smooth. And the next video, we'll be talking deeply into some other aspects of creating an iOS application. Don't go anywhere.